Hey everybody, Cetus here. I am going to be doing a playthrough of EcoQuest. It's the first EcoQuest, and I know I already did a playthrough of the second EcoQuest, which seems a little weird that I would play through and record the second one before the first one, but I think I was just feeling like playing that one at the time. This one is kind of important to me because it was the first adventure game that I kind of played on my own. I played through a few others with like family members like Maniac Mansion, Zack McCracken, but this one I actually owned on floppy disk and pretty much played it on my own, and it was fun. A couple different things from when I first played it. I've played this a bunch of times, so it's far from a blind playthrough. But when I first played it as a kid, it was on floppy disks, so this is going to be the CD version, which has voice acting. Personally, I don't really think the voice acting is that great. I thought of the characters having much different voices when I was playing it with just text. So it seems a little weird, but at least you will be able to get to hear the characters speak. And when I play this on PC, the PC speaker, the annoying, horrible beeps. But I will be playing this through the MT-32, which will be leaps and bounds beyond the PC speaker. So, without further rambling, let's go ahead and start it. You might be able to hear my cat in the background, I don't know. It is loading up on the MT-32. It takes 10 seconds or so for it to load the instruments. And then it will jump into the intro and I'll shut up.
If you want to go join that volleyball game, Adam, it's okay by me.
And that was the intro, which is mostly just credits and a dolphin swimming around and eventually getting caught in a drift net, which is sad because dolphins are happy. I guess I'll take this time to ramble a little bit because the game does quiet the music when there's a dialogue box on screen, even though the guy's not actually talking. I just wanted to mention that I do really like the music that the MT-32 does on this. It is a lot better than the PC speaker than that I had when I first played it, but I do really like a lot of the soundtracks. And I don't recognize a whole lot of names in the credits that just went by, but one to at least point out is Jane Jensen, who went on to do Gabriel Knight after this. So I do not believe she was involved in the second one, but she was in the first one. When I first played this, I had no idea about, well, I guess Gabriel Knight obviously wasn't out, but it was many years after I played this that I actually played Gabriel Knight, and that is an excellent game, which is absolutely recommended. But there's some intro dialogue, so let's just jump through that.
Why not take a break?
Actually, before we do that, I am going to... Do I want to change the volume? I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Because I think I messed around with the MT-32 sound to compensate for that already. Hopefully. And I will turn the speed way up. Because I think Scumbian can handle it.
I don't think so. I don't really know any of those kids.
It's always that way when you move. Sooner or later, you make friends. It'll happen.
Sure, maybe later.
And that is our dad.
Okay, lab rat. If you're going to stay inside, come give me a hand with this.
Our dad is very different from the second game, and we're very different from the second game. I think they made actually a big point of that when the second game came out, that they made him much less dorky in the second one. So he's a little bit... He sounds really young. I did not really expect him to sound like he was like 5, maybe. And that theme does kind of continue throughout the rest of the game, except for, I think, one character. They all sound really young, or a lot younger than I expected them. But we're gonna keep on going with this intro. Actually, we get control. He wants us to go take a look over here. And there's no reason not to do that.
Sure. What's up?
He'll keep on bugging us if we don't.
I found another bird this morning. These oil spills, they make me so mad I can't see straight. Anyhow, let's see what we can do about it. Take a closer look, then get a rag ready.
The seagull is covered with oil and shivering miserably.
Alright, well, we need to do what he said.
Adam takes the clean rag. Adam takes the bottle of detergent.
This is kind of one thing I liked about games in this era was like this process of I don't know, cleaning up oil is actually mentioned in some like fake newsletter type thing that was included in the game. So they just used to include so much more neat stuff with games. Now you get a slip of paper that tells you to go to some website to download instructions. I don't know. Random thought. So we need to use the detergent.
Adam puts some of the dish soap onto the clean rag.
Or the dish soap, rather. And clean up.
Great. Hold on a sec. Easy now, pal.
It's funny, you would think you'd be gentle when cleaning oil off of a bird, but it sounds like he's scrubbing like it's a dirty dish or something. He does it gently.
Try to apply the soap with the grain of the feathers. That'll get most of the oil without breaking them.
But then when Adam gets it...
Gross. Will the bird die?
Which I guess didn't happen yet.
He might. Depends on how much of a shock he's had. We're going to do all we can. Why don't you finish up?
There we go. That's just... The sound effects are funny, I don't know.
Should I take him outside and let him go?
Not just yet. The soap removes his natural oils too, and that's what makes him float. He'd be shark bait until they build up again. We'll take care of him and hope for the best.
I wish there was something more we could do.
Me too. I feel like all we do is clean up after the fact, and it doesn't work too well. Even this fertilizer solution I'm working on for cleaning up the surface depends on too many factors, such as water temperature, current, stuff like that. I think this mix is better. It might even work on the coral a little bit. Try it out if you want.
Remember this, because it may be important later. And it is, but it's easy to figure out if you didn't remember this point in the game.
Blast! I'm late again. All these meetings are getting to me. So, do you want to go outside or stay here and maybe work with the Dolphin? He's not recovering well from being entangled in that drift net. He could use some encouragement.
Could this be the Dolphin that we saw in the intro? Yes. Yes, it is. that's pretty obvious. And honestly, if I had the choice of going out and playing volleyball or hanging out with the Dolphin, I would probably pick the Dolphin. You can probably guess what Adam is going to pick as well.
Wow, could I work with a dolphin?
Yeah, go ahead. Just look at my instructions on the blackboard in the tree. Gotta run.
Oh.
Committees.
Sorry about that, I accidentally clicked. This is also, in the second game... No, I'll get to it. Ignore that thought. So now we actually have control, and we have 16 points, and we just started to get control. And then there are a few things that we can look at around the lab here before we actually go off and work with the Dolphin, though we can go freely back and forth between the rooms. There's no point in not getting everything done right away. We were already looking outside.
The seaside lab overlooks a grassy point. Some kids are playing volleyball.
Yeah, but we didn't seem interested in that.
Adam's father keeps a raincoat here, but hardly ever uses it.
I'm keeping my eyes open because something's going to happen which is completely random and will give us points, but I don't know why.
It's the teeth and jawbone of some prehistoric ocean-dwelling creature.
Okay, well, it makes sense to go up and... Oh, wait, here we go. This thing... There are two things that can randomly happen in this rug of the world that's on the ground. Fish can jump up out of the water, or a periscope can show up. And of course, to get full points in this game, you have to talk to the periscope. I don't know why. And this was something I just recently kind of had to look up, because I knew there was something you did with the periscope, and I tried everything. I tried clicking on it, looking at it. I didn't try talking to it. But yes, we have to talk to the periscope to get points.
You talking to me?
Why we get credit for that, I don't know. That's it. That's all that happens. We were examining this over here.
Watch it, Adam. The creature hasn't had a snack for a few thousand years.
Yeah, and it seems to want to eat your fingers. There's a book here, and it looks kind of out of place, and like most Sierra games, when an item looks out of place and clearly out in the open... Oh, there's the fish, by the way. Kind of like this item, and maybe this item, and this one over here. This book could be important.
It's the hint book for EchoQuest.
And yes, that would be very helpful if it was many years ago. And they say EchoQuest. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but I'm going to call it EcoQuest because that's how I've called it since I was like 9. So, it's EcoQuest. I don't care. Well, this could be useful.
Adam doesn't have time to look at the hint book. Rats.
Probably would save you some time in the long run, but okay. It's funny, actually, in Space Quest 4, you need to get the hint book in order to finish the game. I don't know if this came before or after. I think this came after. Not sure. Either way, I'm almost positive this came after, actually. Because this came right after King's Quest 5, I believe. Well, what else? We do anything more with the bird? Probably not.
Adam will take care of the bird until its natural oils coat its feathers. Then the bird will be able to float again.
Yes, we just learned that.
The seagull is already clean. Touching it anymore might put it into deeper shock.
Looks pretty peaceful to me. Well, maybe not, I don't know. I guess it was just frozen on a more peaceful frame. But it seems okay. Well, our father told us to do something with the fertilizer solution, which happens to already be in our inventory quick access thing. By the way, the bar up top is very, very typical of Sierra games. Every one of these, sure you've seen, if you've seen any other Sierra game that's around this time. With the exception of this icon, which is currently grayed out, and that will become relevant soon enough. And if you've seen the second EcoQuest that I did, you start with this available, but we do not currently. Either way, our dad wanted us to do something with the fertilizer solution, and this coral, which is right here.
The oil has begun to sink to the bottom.
And we can use the solution. If this was King's Quest V, this would probably make the game unwinnable because we would use the solution and not have it anymore, and we need it later. But the game is nice because this is targeted to people who are like, I don't know, much younger, and would do this and never be able to complete the game.
Adam carefully pours some of the solution into the tank. Bacteria from the fertilizer solution breaks down the oil into harmless chemicals.
That happened pretty quickly. So this is good to have if we ever have an oil issue. I'm going to ignore the obvious thing running back and forth and look at this chalkboard back here.
Adam's dad has drawn a diagram of an experimental satellite buoy. A shielded cable attaches the float to the object for salvage.
Oh, we can look at the individual things.
A shielded
cable.
An extremely powerful sonar transmitter is attached to an inflatable buoy. The buoy floats on the surface and the powerful transmitter sends a signal to a satellite. The satellite bounces the signal to a computer on shore. Adam's dad has... The buoy floats...
Okay, whatever. Yeah, so remember this. This is directly corresponding to a puzzle that we will have later on. Again, it's something that when you're presented with the puzzle, you're gonna figure it out anyways, even if you, well, there is one item that's a pain to find. But, just keep this in mind. And let's look over here.
Oh man, I forgot to give him the water.
Because Adam is a horrible person.
Adam's gerbil lives in this cage.
Your gerbil is in prison. I thought we could pick it up from the screen, but I guess not. The water bottle is right next to him, and it's full. So we are that bad of a pet owner that we bothered to fill up the water bottle and didn't attach it, but we put it right next to him. And the gerbil is dying of thirst from the looks. We're horrible people. And here we're gonna go save the environment or something.
Adam attaches the full water bottle to the gerbil cage.
And the gerbil is so excited. Not only does he jump up and dance, but he escapes and dances with his own song. Maybe I should be playing with this.
I guess that hits the spot, huh?
Maybe I shouldn't be playing this with the MT-32. Maybe I should just have it do the PC speaker emulation, because this song was amusing on PC speaker. Okay, well, we're done with that. This is the door to the Dolphin area. We're not going to go there yet. Let's keep on looking around.
What does anybody keep on shelves like these?
Things. I have shelves like those. It's got some books. It's got 2 plushy bat things. And more books. So that's what I keep on shelves like those. I can't figure out what you do. I don't know what any of these items are.
What does it?
I don't know. There it is again. Don't care anymore, though.
Adam did advanced scuba diving. The course was tough, so he's framed the certificate.
Well, we at least know how to scuba dive. That could be useful in the search for Cetus. Because he's probably not on land. If that name... I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember.
Dr. Noah Green, Doctor of Philosophy and Ecological Sciences. Whew, there's a mouthful.
I don't remember what Cetus is actually supposed to be. Like, it's his name, but it has some sort of correspondence to something else, to what he actually is, and I don't remember. I'm sure I'll remember eventually. Anyways, getting distracted. And that is distracting. Let's just play around with more distractions. I forgot about this until recently, and it kind of startled me. Like, I was just messing around, and if you walk to the lower part of the screen, you just jump up and squirt the screen with a squirt gun. I didn't know, like, I think I tried to leave.
Adam doesn't know the kids who are playing outside. He'd rather stay here.
Oh. Or maybe I was like here
Adam
or something.
doesn't know.
I don't know. Either way, I messed up and did that. Also, I accidentally reduced the recording size by 1 pixel, and that's probably going to irritate me. And hopefully it doesn't really mess up things. We can look at the books.
This lab is a...
Oh, we can't look at that book because it's one single book up there. Or maybe it's like the backing for the shelves. I don't know.
55 Fun Ways a Kid Can Make a World of Difference by Michael O'Brien. Neato, they put it in the EchoQuest box.
That is actually true. They did put a copy of this full book, which was, I don't know, a number of pages, bigger than the instruction manual, but they actually put a copy of the book in the box. Again, them putting neat stuff in the box.
The Stoon Environmental Action Guide, Earthworks Group.
This was not in the box.
The Book of Whales by Richard Ellis. Vegetarian Macrobiotic Cooking. Aw, Dad, no way. The Rainforest Book by Scott Lewis.
Possible foreshadowing for EagleQuest 2, which clearly they knew they were going to make because they say EagleQuest 1 at the top. Though, if I remember right, it did come a lot later. Maybe it didn't come a lot later. A couple of years.
55.
Yeah, then we repeat ourselves. Picture.
A photo of Adam and his dad on Australia's Great Barrier Reef sits on the desk. They tested a new aqualung there.
Looks like it's in the background, so we can't probably do anything with it.
On second thought, I like that picture right where it is.
Okay. We have a computer here.
After all the trouble his dad had putting it together, Adam thinks better of touching it.
Computers are not hard to put together even back then, but okay. We can look at it, though.
Adam's dad is working on an article called Sonar Transmitters Revolutionize Toxic Salvage. An empty box has been left for a graphic. With the note, see Blackboard diagram.
You should probably, that's not going to be useful to anybody else who isn't in this room, but yes, that is talking about the diagram that we already kind of looked at and went over, to point you to looking at that just in case you didn't see that big, huge blackboard with stuff over there. And if we look a second time, we will see something that Sierra is pretty famous for.
I'd love to play King's Quest V for a while, but I've got other things to do.
Yes, unlike Day of the Tentacle, which actually put a copy of a game in a game, you just get the screen, which... Yeah, I think King's Quest V had just come out, and then there was this. This is between 5 and 6. That was also a fun game, but that one was brutal. You could die at every turn, and everything you do makes the game unwinnable. So this is a little bit more forgiving. But yes, they're picking their own games. We can look at this envelope on the seat.
Wow, cool, my membership card.
And it is a membership card, which looks more like a certificate or something, like a full-page certificate, but okay. Oh, it's actually 2 items. We can look at these items.
Adam's carrying a flask of his father's experimental fertilizer solution. The solution helps create bacteria that eat oil. Unfortunately, it still has a long way to go before it can be used to really impact large spills.
Yeah, so we can't use it for, like, huge oil spills, but for tiny little things like that, it's fine.
Certificate Apprentice Dolphin Handler. The bearer, Adam Green, has completed a 50-hour course in animal husbandry and rescue techniques. Felicitations, Adam.
We seem very qualified to go and hang out with the dolphin in the next room, and we will be doing so very shortly. And a card.
Adam Green is a lifetime member of the Worldwide Dolphin Society. Signed, Natalie Duval, acting chairperson.
These two items, which are absolutely useless and have absolutely no point in the game. You might as well throw them away. Speaking of throwing things away, there's an item over here.
Adam picks up the garbage bag. He plans to use it to pick up trash when he goes diving later.
Yep, that enables this icon. And like I said, if you watched the second one or played the second game, there are screens where it's just covered in trash and you have to go and clean it up for extra points. I don't know if we can just recycle this like that. I'm actually going to save before I do this. Cuts out the sound and everything. I think you can recycle this way.
Adam uses this bag for collecting trash when he dives, not for dealing with trash at home.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and get max points, so I wasn't sure if this is gonna give you more or less points doing that. You can just pick it up.
Adam picks up the torn envelope.
And you're really good at paper airplaning.
Jordan, look out. Slam dunk.
And looks like a soda can over here. This is obviously a recycling bin.
The recycling box is divided into two parts. One for paper, one for cans and bottles.
And speaking of cans,
Adam picks up the empty soda can.
we could keep it. We'll lose it later automatically, but let's throw it away.
Slam dunk.
Slam dunk, like Slam Dunk Cola from Willie Beamish. And I think we have looked at everything. So the last thing in this room is the store.
Adam and his dad have locked the keypad with a code they made up.
And that is a residual thing from the floppy disk version. If you had the floppy disk version, this is super weak copy protection, but you had to look at, the game came with a fake newsletter sort of thing, and in the margin there was a code scribbled, and it's the same code, it's just one code, it's the same for every copy of the game. I think it was 9731, because I played this game that much for some reason. That was the code to get into the next room, and you had to, it doesn't even really seem like copy protection, it's more of a, like, hey, let's link the documentation and the game somehow, because it wasn't something you had to, like, look at with a red tinted piece of film or something. But with the CD version, they stopped caring, so you can just walk right in.
The dolphin brought in by the fishermen is swimming in slow circles. The vet says that it has capture stress syndrome.
And this is the room with the dolphin. And we will see if we can get this dolphin to like us and maybe have some fun. But we will do so in the next video because this has gotten much longer than I expected. So for now, I will just go ahead and save it again. Make sure I don't mess up on any sort of point things. And I will start this up again in the next video. So thanks for watching the first video, and make sure to check out the other ones. Thanks, and later.